Good morning, family. How y'all doing today? How y'all doing? Hey, it's great to see y'all once again. Guys, it's been a long week or so. But guys, I just want to, jump on real quick just to kind of give you guys just a little bit of advice. The best advice that I can give you. And this is based on my personal experience and just how, hopefully this will help you. The best advice that I can really give you, hey, whoever's jumping on, say hello. But the best advice that I can give you guys is when you guys are experiencing any kind of emotion, especially if it's a negative emotion, guys, don't hold it in. Don't hold it in. Good morning, Pam. Good morning. Do not hold these emotions in, because what happens is, we stuff these emotions down in us, and eventually they're going to resurface. Eventually, it could be anything that could trigger that emotion back up into you. So when you're experiencing an emotion, guys, talk about it. I had these, negative emotions, and I would just stuff them all down in me. And, basically what it was doing was it was tearing me apart. So here's an example, guys. Recently I've been dealing with a situation, and, basically I'm trying to mend a relationship, that's broken. And, we're exchanging back and forth, and, some words were said to me, and I was like, it immediately, just hurt. It was like that feeling of hurt and like, wow, so I was kind of stunned for a minute, but I had to, just take a moment, and I was like, wow, in a sense, it triggered in me the feeling of rejection. So that's what I want to kind of talk about today. Just that feeling of rejection, because, like I said, it triggered that feeling of rejection in me. So I had to take a minute and think about, man, why am I feeling rejected? And it all stemmed back, once I did some self-analysis, it all stemmed back. I was tracing everything back, and everything traced back to my childhood. It was an experience I had in my childhood where I felt rejected. And I realized as I was tracing it back, I was carrying this rejection into every relationship that I had. It didn't matter if it was platonic, intimate. I was carrying this rejection into the relationships. And so it was eating at me, and in turn, eating into my relationships. I was attracting people who would reject me. And it's funny. It's not funny, but it's like, it's amazing to me that once we start doing that self-analysis and really digging deep and finding out the cause of why we feel the way we feel, we can start working on removing these feelings, or being able to control how we react to this feeling. Because when I felt that rejection, because any sense of feeling of any sense of emotion that I felt, it translated into the feeling of rejection. So, and if we're able to, work through these things, we're able to control them, because immediately my self-talk was telling me, see, you shouldn't have put yourself out there. It was giving me this bad advice. You shouldn't have did this. I started immediately beating myself up inside, and that's what we do, because that's where, our self-talk comes in, because we are feeling vulnerable at that time. And immediately your self-talk, it starts agreeing, it starts, telling you different things like, you're not good enough, you shouldn't have did that, and that ego wanted you or wanted me to react in a certain kind of way. Hey Andres, hey everybody who's jumping on. I'm sorry if I missed you guys. I'm just in my element right now, because this self-talk. I mean, guys, this self-talk, man, it really becomes our worst enemy if we allow it to. It really becomes our worst enemy. So we have to be able to, learn where our emotions and feelings are coming from, where they're stemming from, so that we can, pay attention and try to control, the emotions that we have, so we can't really control the emotions that we have, but we can control our reactions to that emotion. So I just want to give you guys a couple of quick tips that I learned, to deal with rejection. And one of the things is to change our perspective, because I had this fixed mindset thinking that releasing the negative. Yes, it is. Thank you. I appreciate that. So I had this mindset, fixed mindset that, I don't care what I do, nothing's going to change anyway. So what happened was, I stopped trying. I stopped trying to fix things because I felt that disconnectedness, from the people that I was in relationships with. And like I said, it doesn't matter if it's platonic or intimate. I'm just talking strictly just relationships. Any relationship that you may have, could be business, could be whatever. But I felt that sense of being disconnected. But what I realized is that I disconnected myself. And that's what we do when we stuff our feelings in and we don't release them, we don't talk about them, we don't express how we feel. We experience this disconnection, and then it brings on more trouble for us. So having that fixed mindset of that things can't change, we have to change that into a more of a growth mindset and looking at the possibilities and having hope that, things will change. So we got to change our mindset. So the first thing is to just change our perspective. All right. The next thing is really pay attention to your inner critic, because your inner critic will start telling you things and you just start believing it. Like I said, my inner critic was telling me you shouldn't have put yourself out there like that. Now see what happened? Now you hurt. Now you feeling rejection. Now you feeling angry. And when I was having that self-talk, I was ready to, just react. And with my ego, of course, I was ready to react. But that wasn't the proper thing to do, so I had to just take that moment. And that's what we should do. Just take that moment and be mindful of what we are telling ourselves. Because when we tell ourselves these things, we can definitely get ourselves into, more problems than we initially started with, because, so those are the two things that, that you can do to kind of deal with rejection, and just talk about, whatever's going on with you. See, I had to talk through this, I had to, talk through it and release these feelings, and I felt so much better. And I guarantee you, if you just talk about it, you'll feel so much better. So guys, that's what I have for you today. Guys, I am here to support you and, trying to, silence that critic and just becoming who you are. Because I am just so amazed at how long it took me to actually, really come out of my shell, to just talk to people and form that connection with other people. I had a difficult time doing that, but now I understand why. So if you're struggling with that, guys, feel free to join my Facebook community, and if you need, more in-depth support, guys, send me a personal message and let's talk. Because I want you guys to live your best life. I want you guys to live free. What I always say, it's our time to be free, guys. So definitely. So I appreciate everybody jumping on. And I'm going to go ahead and get my day started. And, I just had to share that message with you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys got some value out of it. If you did, please share it with other people if you think they can benefit from this, or if you resonate with it. So just let me know if you're on the replay, hashtag replay and all that other good stuff. So I will talk to you guys later. Enjoy your day, and I love you all, and it's our time to be free.